That's him.
Peter teams up with Rose for a risky mission at the White House. A notable agent joins the security detail for the vice president's daughter. Hello, entertainment enthusiasts. This is Ray, and this is the Fandom Realm. And today, I'm reviewing episode number 3 of season 1 of Night Agent. As always, spoilers abound, so just beware. Now, before we get started, last time on Night Agent, after looking for a link between the Campbells and the FBI, Peter was forced to go on the run with Rose in search of a hard drive and more answers. Now, with that, I do just want to say real quick before we get into this recap, I've actually set a goal for a number of subscribers, guys. Basically, my birthday is on June the 11th, and I really would like to be at 400 subscribers by then. That means that's about 5 subscribers a day. I think it's doable. It'll be tough, but it's one of those things that would be a great goal. I am very thankful to all the subscribers I have so far, and I hope you'll decide to subscribe to the channel as we continue in the months to come. Now, with that, I've been liking Night Agent so far. I think it's got 12 episodes, 10 or 12 episodes. So we're going to continue to enjoy this together. And since it is a Netflix series, I am going to use it to sort of jump around when I have to fill in days. So we'll see when it comes out next. Now, let's take a look at episode 3 called The Zookeeper.
Peter, Diane Farr, the president's chief of staff.
Pleasure to meet you, ma'am.
Okay, so this is how they met.
And what'd you pick?
A bear. I was getting picked on a lot, though.
A bear is a good choice.
Have you ever heard of night action? Good. You shouldn't have.
Okay, right answer, I guess.
God, no, sorry. I want you to answer the phone for them. The redundancy in case the FBI needs to contact the president and other methods are compromised.
So I guess that's a smart plan to have.
Night agent can call that line for help, pass along a message.
Okay, so setting up what was going on.
Someone hardworking, trustworthy, loyal, someone who does what's asked of them.
And why the night agent is important.
Makers. Agents who work the phone get their pick of assignments afterwards.
Well, that can definitely be a help.
We'll be at the White House in an hour.
I don't know if that's a good idea or not.
In the FBI. He had a spotless reputation. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, the deputy director's death is a big...
Shuffle the fucking playlist. I'm not stepping one foot inside of that White House and just handing over their drive.
Is a big question there, dude.
Do.
Or he was dirty and he was working with someone else in the White House and they killed him to cover it up.
Well, it could have been a little of both.
The White House? I meant it. This is way above my level.
Okay, definitely somebody in the White House.
Actual resources who can get into that thing. That's Diane Farr. We can trust her.
He says with so much passion.
She judged me on the merit of my actions, not my dad's.
He's got some good lines here, some good acting.
Two.
Why was Hawkins in that field? Was he going to meet with someone?
We don't know yet.
I'm not sure she's trustworthy, to be honest.
We believe he was killed elsewhere than dumped in that field.
Okay, first section of clips here. That is basically just getting us started with a lot of night agent business. They didn't really go over what night action was, what a night agent was, and why it was important early on. And now we're starting to get that idea, and they're showing that to us. So I'm glad they're getting into that, filling in the story. I figured if we were patient that they would eventually do some explaining. So they finally have, and I still love his character.
Like you've got control over the situation.
All due respect, Michelle, you're not making my job very easy.
Okay. A little bit of tension.
I can't protect Rose. I can't protect you unless you read me in.
Okay, I wonder what's going on here.
Might want to sit down for this.
Okay, so she's going to tell her, but not the audience.
I called Farr on her personal phone. I didn't use night action.
Okay, so what's going to happen here? Oh, there's the bad guys. They were still tracking them.
That's him.
Okay, identified the bad guy.
They're not in there. The woods.
Okay. So they're having to hide from those two.
Guess we got our answer.
I love shows like this. I really do.
Yeah, that's him.
You would think they would need just a little bit more cover there, though.
Looks, but I...
But what? She was the only one who knew where we were. You said it yourself.
You got to feel for him because he's convinced she's a good guy.
Diane! Where are Sutherland and Rose Larkin?
She wishes she knew.
I'm pulling Ramirez to aid the investigation.
Copy. I'll need to swap some shifts around, but I'll make it work.
Okay, so who is this?
Offer something easy, out of the spotlight, so I figured the VP's daughter's detail was the right fit.
Okay, so the VP's daughter is in this somehow.
I wanted to introduce you to a new member of the security team. This is Eric, Maddie Redfield.
Okay, a few things may be taking shape here.
I'll text you the deets. Better run.
Don't forget your panic button.
Is she going to get kidnapped at some point?
All after I got shot, so I guess this is their way of easing an old man back in.
Okay, so he has already taken a bullet.
Still.
That's how Maddie wants it. She doesn't trust many people.
But she trusts you.
Okay, sort of a friend there.
Cisco, what's up, brother? It's Peter.
Petey, you up past your bedtime?
Okay, and so he's calling for some help. Okay, so this section, basically, we get to see that there is, at some point, a spy, a mole, somebody is doing something at the White House because Peter, his phone was basically traced back and tracked back to the cabin. They should not have been able to find him there and find Rose there. So someone has something going on, and you know, it seems to be something going on through the chief of staff. Also, there's something going on at the White House because the president told the chief something they didn't tell us.
Shower?
Yeah, thank you.
Sorry about Farr. I know you liked her.
Yeah, it's going to break his heart.
That means someone had access to her call log and tracked us from your phone.
Yeah.
Or maybe somebody's just tracking her phone.
They have at the White House. What, they didn't have any supercomputers for sale inside?
Okay, so she's going to have to use her computer ability.
It's a depressing room. Nothing good's happened since we checked in.
Okay, they've got the bad guys here.
No more motel rooms. We deserve something better.
I do like how they're trying to humanize the bad guys here.
Well, what, you're not?
No, the first time I shoplifted, I was 8.
Touching.
Kept those down, no problem.
I'm happy for you. Okay, but I never picked up the habit of petty theft, so...
That's just a cute little conversation there, showing his innocence.
Any of it goes wrong. If we're wrong about any of it, I'm done. Okay, well, if we get separated, we're gonna need a place to meet up.
Okay, so they're going to get going with the plan.
I feel like such a spy now.
It's kind of the family business, right?
Funny little line. I like that.
And for what it's worth, I'm glad it was you in the basement who picked up my call.
If it hadn't have been him, you'd have probably been dead.
Jesus, Peter. Where have you been?
Okay, so there's Peter at the White House.
Rose ditched me while I was washing up at a gas station. Luckily, I had the drive in my bag.
All right, so they're bringing the drive.
Once he clears out, lock this room to everyone's badge except for mine and POTUS's.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so he's got to get back in there.
Called me on night action, so maybe if we give her some time to think, she'll call again and I can convince her to come in.
Good plan.
And it's gone.
This is art and activism.
Okay, that's the vice president's daughter. Is there something going on there?
Be fearless. Be personal. Be brave.
Okay, looking at this section of clips, sort of the big thing here that just sticks out to me, and I think it's one of the things that really makes me like this series so much, is how they've made Peter. He's so innocent. He's like your all-American guy. He doesn't really have any flaws, except he trusts too much. And it's not that he trusts people wrongly. He feels like Diane is the only one that believed in him. But, you know, sometimes that goes against you. And then also just them talking about stealing things, and he has never done that. You know, I love they've got him as this incorruptible character.
Follow me.
Okay, now we have these two again. I'm going to talk about them next time.
We're on the security code.
Okay, going into this house.
See, what like?
Being people who go to work and come home.
This is an interesting couple, I think.
You and me. We could be happy here.
Oh, she wants a life. Okay, setting up at a diner. And he's going to work. Okay, and the vice president's daughter's at a bar.
Yeah, you want to see my place?
Moving a little fast, aren't you?
Just a little there.
It's all over your face. You think I don't know who your fascist father is?
Okay, that went bad fast. Ouch. Okay, so she is actually going to play a part in this somewhere.
Yes, go ahead.
The fries.
All right, now their plan starts.
Rose called the night action line. She wants to talk to you.
Okay. This is a good start.
Where are you?
I'm not saying anything. Not until you answer some questions first.
All right, and they've got to get her badge.
I want to see.
Nifty little sleight of hand. All right. He's in.
Connect the Wi-Fi adapter to your guy's computer.
He must be frickin' scared to death.
But I can't guarantee your safety unless you come in.
Okay. I just want to go over and talk about this section of clips real quick. And I want to go back and just talk about our brooding pair of bad guys and how I love that they have basically a couple together basically wreaking havoc, but I like how they're trying to humanize them. I think that always really makes the bad guy or bad guys even worse, is you try to humanize them. You see, you know, when they're not being bad guys, these are actually humans. They are actually wanting houses. They're wanting to live lives together. And I think that makes for a better villain.
Rose, just tell me where you are. I'll have Peter come pick you up.
Okay, so the...
Damn it. Peter?
So the police are at the diner.
There you are. Left my badge inside. Help a lady out.
Okay.
No, she must be using a new burner.
Where the hell is my...
Oh, he's got some quick hands there, I'll tell you.
Here it is. Let me know if she calls back.
So the problem is, did he get everything shut down correctly? Or, of course, are they going to get things shut down correctly?
Thanks.
Okay, so she's done her job.
Talking to me.
You left your charger inside.
Oh.
Boy, you had to take a deep breath there.
What the fuck?
Uh-oh. She's gonna know he did it.
It's empty. The hard drive. It's fucking blank.
Okay.
With who?
What have you done, Peter? Did you kill Hawkins?
What?
Now she's turning the tables.
Only you. Who gave them our location if you were the only one who could have tracked us?
Very good response.
You, come here. Get this to tech. Have them scan it for spyware.
Okay. Maybe somebody's tracking her phone.
Occasions when the president can commission an intelligence investigation outside the normal chain of command.
All right, so what does that mean?
Campbell's.
Apparently, they suspected someone inside the White House.
Okay. We're getting there.
They're connected to the PIF, but clearly it's someone senior enough to get spyware on my phone.
Yeah, I wonder who that would be.
And on that hard drive. What the fuck were you thinking, Peter?
Thought you were trying to kill us.
That's a good enough thought for me.
Monks was first in.
He should have diffused the situation.
But he slipped.
Okay, so now she's throwing some blame.
I would have never assigned him. And who knows? Maybe you'll learn something from him, too.
Okay, so this section of clips, not a whole lot of depth here. The big thing is just the idea that, you know, how scared must he have been trying to pull that off, getting the badge so that he could get back in to do the things he needed to do with the computer. But it was a little foolish. I guess he left that one drive in there, and that sort of busted him. And so I'm surprised if she is the bad guy, she didn't do more here.
Let's get some fucking answers.
Okay, so she got the drive downloaded. Good.
The DC Metro attack. We didn't write that statement, and we didn't orchestrate that attack.
Okay, so that's the terrorist who was supposed to blow up the subway.
He is not responsible for the actions of a handful of its more extreme followers.
So the question is, was it or wasn't it?
Servants died in one of those attacks. Common men and women.
Okay, so I wonder who got this
I need to know
interview.
Why a national hero got assigned to the most thankless detail in the whole Secret Service.
That sort of raises a question. Okay, so she's drawing.
You've got to paint it, Maddie.
Okay, so there's some not good stuff going on there.
Nothing. It just finally feels like I'm figuring things out with my art.
I think he's a little suspicious of
Plus,
things.
when you have bad news.
Just heard that your dad plans to stop by to see you tomorrow.
Okay, Dad coming by. Probably not good. Have we seen the vice president yet? Rose found something there. Oh, a building address. Nice.
Here.
She's on our side. I swear.
No, she's not. She tried to have us killed.
No, I didn't.
Okay, so he brought her to the hotel. Okay, and so we're having text messages. Oh, we've got a guy in the shower here. Oh, that's the tattoo of the guy that left the bomb on the subway train. That's interesting right there. And I'm just going to say this. I wish they would stop using text messages as much on these shows today. I don't mind if you put a text message, but you need to put put the words actually up on the screen or do something so we don't have to like get right up to the TV to see what it's actually say. Sort of like when you're putting in, translations or something like that, put it up there so everybody can see it. Now, with that, this is the end of the recap section of Night Agent Episode 3. And so now I'm going to start the review portion. And for the review portion, basically this is just me going over some likes and dislikes, ups and downs of the episode, and sort of rambling about it a little bit as we go. Okay? So, when I look at this episode, basically, again, it's a very good episode. Well written, well constructed, I thought. The writing is continuing to get a big up for me. They're not missing any beat. I think they've written Rose very well. I think they've written Peter very well. And I think they've written Diane very well, too. And along with that, further upping the casting, okay? Especially those three, the casting has been done very well. And, I love this character of Peter, and that they're making him very much this sort of innocent agent that is sort of learning as he's going along. Now, I will tell you, at some point we are going to watch The Recruit and follow it as well, probably sometime after we get done with Night Agent. And that's one of the things I like about Night Agent, or one of the things I like about The Recruit as well, because our main character is sort of this innocent guy who is learning as he goes and trying to sort of maintain that innocence as well. And it's sort of hard to do in Peter's situation here as the Night Agent, FBI agent, and then Noah Centineo as the lead in The Recruit, is having to do the same thing. And I like when they do that in especially these type of spy shows. Next up, the mystery. They haven't given anything away, but they keep adding to the mystery layers. Like we just got the address, okay? They built up to the basically finding out that Peter had gone in and helped Rose download the hard drive and everything with Diane Farr. And so, they're keeping that mystery going. Plus, they have added in the vice president's daughter, which they're not adding her in if she's not going to play a part, okay, or something about her is play a part. And so we'll see where that goes. So they keep adding, and I really like how they are actually doing that. That keeps everything fresh, and that keeps everything moving. Now, again, another big up. I already talked about this, so I'm not going to talk about it a lot more, but that is the relationship between our two bad guys, and the fact that, we're getting to see and hear them talk about things in their everyday lives, especially for her, what she wants to do. She seems like she wants to settle down and have a family and live in a neighborhood. And all that time, you get the feeling that the guy, and I don't remember both of their names, the guy isn't really into that. He seems to be more into wanting to be the bad guy, the killer, the assassin, whatever you call them. And so I think that's very interesting how they're doing that, and it often leads us to have very effective, sympathetic villains, and those can be very good in show. Also, the mystery out there, big positive still, the big mystery, who in the White House is the issue. They seem to be pushing towards Diane Farr, but then they push back on that. And, they're going back, and there's a lot of evidence that there is someone in the White House, all the way back to the fact that they got tracked to the cabin. And so I think that is something that means, at least her phone is being traced or something. So we'll have to see how all that works out. Now, maybe the only thing I didn't really like from this episode, and it's not much, but that would be, I'm not real sure I like this idea with the vice president's daughter that they're getting her possibly involved with an older professor teacher. I'm not a real big fan of that, and so that might be my only negative down of this episode. Okay, everyone, that basically is going to be the review section now. I know it's not real long, but I said a lot of things while we were going through the recap. But with that, I continue to enjoy this show, and I hope you are too. I'm trying to get away from grades, but I would still rate this very high on the likable side, probably in the B range. Okay, this episode I would say probably a B if I were giving a grade. There's only one dislike, and then that was sort of one of these things that's just a preference. But overall, I enjoyed the episode. I hope you did too. And just remember, please subscribe to the channel, crush that like button, and let's have some comments. I want to discuss this show quite a bit if we can. So make some comments out there if you would, please. And with that, I hope everyone had a great day, and I'll see you next time on the Fandom Realm.